Greetings, greetings everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Cosmic Truth Transcendence, Embodying Your Multidimensional Self. The Cosmic Truth Conference is bringing together a masterful panel of New Earth visionaries who will share transformational, expanding, and liberating multidimensional wisdom. We are invited to transcend the profound meaning of our human existence and to embody our sovereign, multidimensional, divine cosmic selves, so that altogether we create a potent force of collective liberation, ushering in the new earth. Thank you for being here with us. I am Anne Lise Ashaara, your host, and I'm delighted to welcome our guest, Eva Marquez. Welcome, Eva.
Thank you for inviting me here. I'm so excited to be part of this event, and thank you for everything that you are doing to bring all this together and raising up the consciousness of humanity.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you so much. So, I will introduce you to everyone. Eva Marquez is a spiritual consultant, soul healer, teacher, and writer with a Pleiadian starseed lineage. She's authored 5 books, and she recently appeared on Gaia TV, interviewed by George Noory of Beyond Belief. Eva works alongside her guides, the Lights of the Universe, a group of light beings from different star nations, including the Pleiades. In her spiritual practice, Eva draws on Pleiadian energy, the language of light, and other ancient soul memories. Eva and her team help starseeds remember their past life on Earth and beyond, activate their dormant cosmic DNA, and reconnect with their soul family. Eva strives to aid starseeds in adapting to their physical bodies, empowering them to fulfill their life missions in supporting humanity's evolution into a multidimensional species while safeguarding the planet for future generations. Eva carries with her the memories of boundless love, the energy of God's source, which is your essence. As you journey through life, Eva is there to support you in overcoming your fears of darkness. Eva helps you see that there is always a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. Her ultimate goal is to guide you to a place where infinite love is not just a memory, but your guiding light through any darkness. With love and light comes wisdom. Wisdom is the key to healing your soul and returning to your true home. Eva's greatest wish is for you to find your way back home. It goes straight to my heart, so sorry. So beautiful, thank you. So you can find her on her website, evamarquez.org. So Eva, your topic for today is Embody Your Cosmic DNA. So it's beautifully in line with our summit, of course, and the theme. So could you start by sharing what is cosmic DNA?
It is beautiful, and same like you, I'm very emotional about this. I was like, this is it. This is what we're preparing all these lives, and this is what all that suffering and the pain really pays off, that we can shift it. So what is the cosmic DNA? We all heard it many times that we have been created in the image of God, that within our body is the microcosm of the macrocosm. So that means that what is all out there must be inside of us. And I just want to clarify, and I'm sorry, I'm so emotional, same like you. The body is very composed, but the soul is like so excited. And that's when we have those emotional reaction. That's when the souls literally join together. And, I hope that we can extend this to everybody who's watching this, that we go like, oh my God, here we are, and the things are happening. So going back in that God consciousness, the God is something that we call the oneness, the creator, or any different kind of the names that we may have in different kind of the countries, religions, and belief. But ultimately is that oneness that is the part of us. And it's time to remember that divinity within us and realize that there is much more than just this human body that we have.
Right, and so how does it link to to the cosmos. I mean, okay, you mentioned obviously the universe. So in this instance, the cosmos is everything, isn't it? It's God, it's universe, it's the source. Is this the way how you see it?
So yeah, how does it link it and how do we find it within ourselves? So we all can agree that we host a soul mind consciousness within this body, even though we cannot touch it and define it. Same like, there's the wind that we cannot see. We know that the wind pushes this boat across the sea and accomplish some of the great things, get from the one way to the other way. So there's that soul mind consciousness within us that does exactly the same thing. I do believe that the soul comes from beyond this universe. It is that feminine part of it that the Gnostic may call Sophia, or they call Sophia. And that carries that love of the original God source, or that creative energy up there. And this universe, its particular or primary energy is the mind. It's very intelligent, it's very sophisticated, it's very creative. And that's why we want to create here so many things. So when these two forces connect together, it creates a soul mind consciousness. When that soul mind consciousness embodied within this body, whenever we had lives in the universe or started with that consciousness from the earth, that means that we do have a cosmic DNA consciousness within this body. We just do not know how to utilize it or how to awaken it. We can easily utilize the 3 strands of the DNA. One of the logical thinking mind, which in the body is the ego mind. One is that soul, that feelings within us. And naturally the body, who is the animation or, beautiful vehicle for this consciousness through this body. So this cosmic DNA have much more strengths. That's what we call that sleeping DNA within ourselves. And once we start realizing, we says, okay, there's up there. Now we also know that humanity has been genetically modified sometime at the time of the primates, and that extraterrestrials or our ancient alien ancestors, if we want to put it into a more fancy kind of a way, mingled with our DNA a little bit more and added a little bit of their DNA in this kind of the DNA that we have to enhance us so we evolve faster. When I'm saying we, I mean collectively as the humans, of the body of the humans that we have today. And so when that enhancement happened, it enhanced already pre-built DNA within the body. So it's not that they gave us something that may not have been already inside. They just enhance it and kind of speed up the process, which cause a little glitches on the way, I would say.
Right, absolutely. And when you were mentioning this, I was having this image of also the cosmic DNA being everywhere, of course, in the dust, in the stars, in the oxygen, everywhere. So we are cosmic DNA as a vehicle of a physical vehicle, but we are also mixed and mingling and one with all the cosmic DNA in everything around us, isn't it? We are
It's everywhere, because everything, if we look at this universe, the earth, and I think it's very scientifically proved, has been created later on than the other bodies within this universe. So naturally it was created from all the particles, or maybe defined particles that you and I cannot name, but it was created from this universe by intelligent force, and it may not be by again one man or the council sitting by the table, this is what we are going to do. There is the intelligence energy that we can't fully define, but it is something that we are part of. And I think that becoming the multidimensional and embodying our true and the DNA, it starts with this realization that we are not just the separated beings living in the separated planet, but we are part of everything, even though we can't travel there yet, or we cannot, to make a full contacts yet. We are already part of it. And it's beautiful, as you says, it's in the air that we breathe, it's in the nature, it's everywhere. And so that way, the more we connect to it, when we focus on the breath, and there are so many wonderful practices that they really focus on the breath exercises. we are becoming one with everything, and we have to have that in-breath. So we're bringing that oneness inside of us. And then when we exhale, we connect with everything. So I very much like the Taoistic practice. And one of them is that you focus on the breath and you breathe all the way out to the Milky Way, and then you go back in the, in your body, or you go anywhere in the cosmos, you go back into the body. And that is a beautiful practice to realize that there's much more than we are just here.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And so what does it mean, embodying the cosmic DNA? It's being here in our human presence, but it's also being aware of all our other aspects, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Now, I think we're coming to the time when we are truly ready to embody that DNA, because for many years, I would say since 2012, when the change is happening and we all started to embark more deeply into spirituality, we were on the journey of awakening our DNA. And that means the realization that we are connected, that we may have been a star seed, what we call, or that we may have had a life on the different planets, and we start connecting with the star nations. As today, the very popular, the Pleiades or Sirius, Lyra, Andromeda. And so that is those beginning stages of remembering and recognizing that we have had a life and we are part of, let's say, that soul group, soul family. Now, there are different characteristics how we can find out. I have written a whole book around it. And follow up the book now is literally about the embodiment, because you says, okay, I have come, let's say, from the Pleiades, or I feel connected to this cosmic consciousness, but how do I really embodying it? So the embodiment literally comes not only in our mind, but it has to go in the physical body, and we realize that it is part of our physical body. So by acknowledging it, you awaken that energy within you. When it's awakened, you have to work with it. This energy is connected deeply to our meridians, our 12 basic meridians. However, we have 10 organs and 2 systems, immunity systems and the circulation, the blood systems. Each strand runs through our physical body. It's not just, around us, it's part of us. And so, for example, if I know that macrocosm of the Pleiades is within microcosm within my body, is in my heart. So it is in my heart organ and it's in my heart meridian. That way I can embody it fully. I says, all right, it's not only the feelings, emotion on my heart, but also physical function of my heart is part of the Pleiadian energy. If I'm stuck within the hatred or feeling I cannot forgive and things that happen to me, I'm blocking my Pleiadian energy within myself. If I allow myself to process these feelings and the harm and the hurts, which every single one of us today have. I mean, we were born in the difficult times to help the humanity evolve. And we have to learn, that mystery schools is weave into our everyday life, where we are learning and we are overcoming our own hurdles. And then we can help the others because we become qualified. Doesn't matter to which school you came or you went to. If you overcome your own hurdles and if you fix that Pleiadian DNA within yourself, which usually, the issue is the lack of love, abuse, not having, self-love. If you overcome it, then you activate, you embody your DNA, you embody that quality within yourself. And that's a quality of the Pleiadians, who are soul healers. And we know that, at least I believe, that the soul sits within our heart chakra. Heart is the seat of the soul. So once I'm going to go through it, then I can embody it. And that goes with every single organ. And it's a fascinating journey, what we are allowed now to do. And of course, when we do that, that also awaken those extra abilities that we are looking forward to.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing this. So just briefly on this thing, that this system, so to speak, that you are beautifully describing, it means that each organ is related to constellation or a star or a star nation? Is that, I mean, not in detail, but the way.
Yes, so this is the my new work and the understanding what I've been guided from the Canadians to literally look at the acupuncture, which is, my big hobby in this lifetime, and say start connecting those constellations within the organs. So I have defined 6 so far. There are 7, which would stand for the human being, but those are the major ones. They says, same as you work with your major 7 chakras within the body, and actually we do have much more. It says when you work with the 7 major organs, that's what it is. That's what could make a difference. And it's actually a 5 organs in a way. And now it's very complicated. Yet it's actually very simple. But again, in the Chinese teaching, there's this 5 organ theory that you work with, and so much on. So for example, we work with the urinary bladder, gallbladder, lungs, heart, and we work with the brain, we work with the blood circulation, and we work with the nervous system. Even though the nervous system is not defined as an organ, in a way, it's a system. It is the most important system that defines the human being and what we are doing. So when we start understanding these basic organs and the system, how another doorway open up, and we will understand more and more. So Pleiadians explained that to me, says you don't need to necessarily know all 12 of them at one time, because it's like giving a fire to a little child who will just burn itself with it. So it says when you start with this once and you understand and you embody that DNA, then it is time to do so, to continue. Because there are definitely some challenging things, because we have to realize that we are part of what we call the light, and we are part of the dark. We like to separate ourselves like, no, we have never done anything bad. Well, every single one of us had some difficult past life. And, in our early, ages when we were growing up in this lifetime, we definitely, I will speak for myself, I have not been the ever I am today. So there's definitely, adjustments on the journey. So one of the DNA that we work with, or embodying our true self, it's part of the reptilian DNA. And, that is this big controversy that reptilians are bad. Well, everybody can be good or the bad. So there's the Orion DNA, which actually is within the gallbladder. What I was so excited to find about is that according to Chinese medicine, gallbladder holds the energy of choices. So here we talk about the Star Nation, who, is well known for the mind control and the control. I mean, they own it proudly that they do that. Yet they left this pathway open within us, that when we are ready to embody ourselves, to be in the charge of this body, instead of we just puppet, to everything around it, we can make a choice. So this is our free will. And our free will is literally that choice that we can choose how we feel about everything. So it's not that I can choose that this body has a reptilian DNA or not, which every single body has, same as every single body has a Pleiadian DNA. It's like we have our eyes, we have our hands, we have our arms. It's just equipped like that. But once I have a choice to feel, okay, I accept it. And I have a choice if I'm going to be driven by my ego and my lower vibrational consciousness, or if I'm going to choose the higher vibrational consciousness and use this embodiment of this DNA for something fabulous to create.
Thank you for unpacking it. It's very, very fascinating. Thank you. And thanks so much. And so this relates to also awakening and remembering, as you were mentioning this term, remembering who we are, and also reactivating our cosmic gifts and talents. Can you give us some advice on this? How can we develop our cosmic gifts?
So we are the creatures of the habits, and we need to develop the good habits and the discipline. So awaken the DNA, you may meditate and it's going to come like, ta-da, I have a connection. That's what happened to me, and it's fabulous. But then that connection has to be embodied in the daily practice. That trying to find a good daily practice that may vary from every single one of us. The meditation, the yoga, qigong, any kind of the physical exercises that help us to connect to our spirituality and to our body. That's the first thing. The second thing is to read and research and practice what you are actually reading. It's not like sponge it in and out. Now, I have developed with the Pleiadians this practice, which is actually well-known ancient practice as well, which is kind of like putting a few little sprinkles on it, which is the meaning to sitting with our 7 chakras and connect with our basic senses. Because all these abilities are literally lying within our bodies. It is nothing external, it is internal. So the part of the practice really needs to be to go within and stop being afraid of whatever it is that you are feeling inside, and overcome whatever it is that have happened to you. And if you find the most things that would destroy the other people, the most difficult things, you can tune it to make you stronger. So you will sit with your 7 chakras and start connecting them with the senses, which actually will become extraordinary senses, and that's where our ability awakens. So when we sit with our first chakra, red energy, that's the safety and security. And so in my meditations with my students, I usually say, all right, here we are in the temple, we're sitting, there's a red energy, we feel safe and secure. And I make you a cup of the jasmine tea, because that's what I really like. And you can imagine any kind of the tea that you like. Every single one of us can imagine in our head how it smells when you make your favorite tea, or favorite coffee, or hot cocoa. It doesn't have to be a tea, but that we can easily transcend that feeling into our physicality, right? Mm-hmm. We are connecting the senses, which is the masculine energy of our mind, and the emotions, the essence of the soul. So if I'm going to have my cup of the jasmine tea and I'm start to train my body that I feel safe and secure, doesn't matter what's going around me, doesn't matter what's going in the nature, politics, my family, for that moment of being when I have my, 5 minutes with my coffee or with my jasmine tea, I'm going to sit with it and I will start training my body. This is how it feels safe. Because majority of people don't have that. We kind of go and do all those things. But feeling safety, whatever happened to us in our childhood or early age, it's often wiped out. So once you start feeling the safe, sense of the smell can turn into extraordinary sense of the smell. And the jasmine tea can transcend you in your past lives all the way, let's say, to the ancient China, when you were working with a yellow emperor and gathering the information for the acupuncture that became so popular today. It can transcend you to the time, and it can actually activate our time-traveling abilities. And then we'll go in the second chakra, which we know is that happiness and the inner child happiness. But the second chakra also connects to our cosmic mothers and to our soul to be happy within this body. It's the problem in the spiritual community. Everybody wants to go home and just to be done with it and make sure that I'm not returning back. But we still have a time to go before we go home. And it's, I would say, it's our mission to contribute in this world to help the humanity to evolve and preserve this place for the future generations. So second chakra is connected to extraordinary sense of taste. So if I have my jasmine tea, I should tell people, okay, imagine you put your honey or sugar, milk. I personally love honey in the tea. So I imagine, I have my honey, and I do in my physical life as well. But it's easily imaginable. Your senses are stimulated. You start saliving and you start, kind of feeling all that. And it says, all right, drinking jasmine tea with honey actually makes me happy. Again, doesn't matter whatever surrounding we are already in, and we already have the first chakra, I feel safe and secure. Again, sense of the taste. And carry us through all the timeline, because we had a physical body in all those timelines. Even if you came here in the Lemuria or Atlantis, you had a physical body. You are not a being of the light who manifested in the earthly realm. If you did, that's only for a few seconds. If you live here and we have this memory that we live here, we must have sustained the body with something. I'm pretty convinced we were not photosynthesizing or eating the cosmic rays. So I can, connect us in these lines. Then we go in the third chakra. So there's a beautiful yellow energy and that confidence. And usually that's where we need to find a self-worth emotionally. Calm our ego, that is not either victimized or angry. Find that middle point says, okay, here I am. And I have a choice. Am I going to suffer? That's a three-dimensional consciousness. Or I'm going to thrive. That's a fifth-dimensional consciousness. And, you need to convince your ego a little bit. And the third chakra has a sense of the sight, seeing. Now, that actually activates our third eye. So it's not that we're going to work here on the third eye vision and remote viewing and all that, even to telepathy and so much on. It starts within the third chakra and how we feel about ourselves. So if I feel safe and secure, my tea tastes great, my vision opens. Now, I always says, feeling is seeing. This is where our empathy kind of like go over into this. And everybody goes like, oh, I want to have these gifts, but I don't want to feel, okay, how do we, how much I smudge myself, how many stones I'm going to wear? You will not have a correct third eye vision. You will not see the truth. You will not embody the truth if you are not able to feel the truth. And that is not a pleasant thing in the beginning, because once we open up to it, we see, that there are so many people that we know how they can change, but they don't want to change. They make us feel bad, and we have to choose if we are going to stay in the energy field or not. But once we start doing it, and we have that cup of tea with us that empower us, and you says, okay, I want to see the truth. It doesn't matter how bad it is. I will know how to change my life, to shift myself into the dimensional body. And I speak physical dimensional body with a physical change in our biology, because that's what we need to accomplish. That's pretty cool. So then that extraordinary sense of the sight can get you to read the Akashic record, can you see in the dimensions, you can see in the past life or the future life, but you will be able to see the truth instead of seeing whatever else wants you to see. Because there's definitely a lot of misleading energies up there. Then we'll go into fourth chakra. So we sit with that green energy. We know there's an unconditional love. And there's an extraordinary sense of touch, which is exciting. So when we have our cup of tea and my hands are actually connected to the chakra that has an extraordinary sense of touch, that means that I can energize my tea. I can give the healing touch. And that healing touch comes from our soul consciousness, but also from mind consciousness. This is where your extraordinary senses start evolving even more. Why? Because you did your groundwork. This is you did your human work. Here within the soul says, okay, you master the human. You feel safe. You find that you can feel happy within the body. You tamed your ego and you asked to see the truth. Here, I'm going to help you to develop even more. So, our soul mind consciousness can be defined this way because this is where it starts working from, like that unity as that twin flame of the energy, which is so exciting. Now, our left brain is our analytical brain. Now, we know according to modern medicine that left side of the brain controls the right side of your body. So if my left eye and the left brain is the analytical, that means it's my mind consciousness. So that way my right hand, whatever I do with my right hand, is the expression of my mind consciousness. Mind consciousness brings everything into physicality. It's the worker. And it doesn't matter if you are left or right-handed. Your right brain, it's the brain of your soul. There's a creative force of ourselves, and it controls the left side of the body. So my left hand holds the soul energy. So if I hold my cup, I already know that I have a love of my soul, love of the God source that I carry within you, that is pouring it in the cup. But I want to materialize that love in my physical life by making the food for my family, by doing any kind of the job that is, offered in the earthly realm. And that's where the right hand comes in. So I energize it not only with the love, but the happiness of my mind, because a happy mind creates the happy reality. But all that happens after we embrace the self-love, because many healers, and I think we all are very same at the beginning of the journey. Instead of healing ourselves, we want to heal everybody until they come to the point that we are so burned out. And I was like, what it is, and we have to find that way to ourselves and really heal ourselves so we can truly heal the others. Then the fast forward, we go in the fifth chakra, which defines the human being. Actually, fifth chakra is our human extraordinary ability. And he says, why? Because we can create with the sound. We are the creators with the sound. Sound is a very physical kind of the thing. Now, I hope we all have seen this. I think it's called the, sorry, the name. Cymatics is this electromagnetic plate. We put the sand and we make the sound and it turns into the different kind of the shapes, right? It's fascinating. That's what we do with our sound. If we are thinking, whenever it's the quiet sound, or we express ourselves, my body is this way, I'm not good enough, and I don't believe in myself. What kind of the pictures we make up there? Very distorted and ugly. And when we go in ourselves, says, all right, again, I have my jasmine tea in my hand. I'm energizing it, and I truly believe that at the moment of now, everything's perfect. If I can convince myself, I will start creating it. So with my voice, with my positive way of the expression, I'm changing my reality. One day, we're going to sitting, I don't know how many hundreds years from now, we're going to sitting in that council of light up there, maybe in the Alcyon, on the Pleiades, and it says, humans, what is your extraordinary ability? And we go, we can create with a sound. And they will go like, whoa, we want to learn that. So we need to start owning it and really use our voice and the way of the thinking consciously, because we do create what we think, what we feel. Because our feeling should be the guidance of it. Then we go into the sixth chakra. If you work in those five chakras, there are five basic senses: smell, taste, sight, touch, and the sound. 5 basic senses. Then we have 2 more extraordinary senses. So here is that ESP, that extrasensory perception. I always say it's like this ankh, the Egyptian ankh of the energy. You open and you go like, and you become the radio antenna. You can channel, you can communicate with the other beings, you can be multidimensional and stream that multidimensional energy into the body, and the body is adjusted to it. And then 7th chakra is a time traveling sense. We can move time. When you utilize all that, it's not that I can shift here from one period to the other period with the physical body, but with our body, we can, with our soul mind consciousness, we can access these timelines and the dimensions. And the goal is, whatever we land there, we either do our healing or we learn something that we transcend into our time that will help us to improve the life that we have. So this is, I think, simple practice to sit with the 7 chakras and a cup of the tea that you like. It's definitely can be simplified to the 7 minutes, just one with a chakra, and have that beautiful practice for the day. That will train our multidimensional abilities.
Wow, thank you for sharing. It's beautiful, this ritual. It's also very sacred, and being in touch with our own soul and our own temple and the cosmic flow. It's beautiful. Thank you. It's very interesting also that you mentioned our ancient alien ancestors, and also the Pleiadians and all the star families who are embodied in our DNA, as you mentioned. So do you think that things are evolving, and that more and more we will be able to contact our galactic families on a maybe not a physical level, but anyway on a more deeper level?
Yes, I believe so. I think that's where we are heading to. We are evolving. And first, I think we need to realize that they are us and we are them. We are part of them and they are part of us. And that will release the fear. I'm doing this work with the Starseed for about 13 years. And since the beginning, the Pleiadian says, we first have to work on the releasing the fears of the humanity. And I think that once we realize that in this body. It doesn't matter wherever you came from the cosmos, and what kind of the past life incarnations you had. Once you are in the body, you are part of this oneness. And when you acknowledge that, it is, I would say, it's rather easy to connect with your soul family, because with these extraterrestrial beings, because their intention is to help us to evolve. Their intention is not to save us, because saving is three-dimensional pattern. I need to save somebody, and it's always the pain and the need and the wants and the suffering. And so they says, we are not here to save you, we are here to help to evolve you. If they are here to help us to evolve, that means that we should be able to connect with them. Literally, all those, that 7 chakra exercise train your extraterrestrial antenna. I call it, the alien fragment within us, just, to find a fancy, funny name for it that is attractive. But it's literally like an antenna. Like our body becomes like this radio. We just have to tune it to the right station and then ask to communicate with them. I always, there's a simple way to learn to communicate with these beings, where we're utilizing body as a body pendulum, which works very well on the kinesiology testing beliefs. I personally do not recommend that people use the hand pendulum, because that can be affected by all kinds of the energies, but your body will not lie to you. And if you establish that yes, no energy, am I a female, am I a male, I have a yes and no answer. And body can sway in the different direction for everybody. So everybody has to do it their own way. Mm-hmm. And then if you guys are going to use this technique, you want to calibrate yourself to the truth. I want to receive the truth. Yes, I want to receive the truth. Yes, I want to receive the truth. Yes. You always ask 3 times, because energy cannot mislead you or lie to you 3 times in a row. And then you ask, can I talk with the Pleiadians? Yes, no. And then if you get yes, ask 3 times, are those really Pleiadians from the love and light frequency? This is a simple way to communicate with these beings. So we don't have to rely on this, here I have my channeling or telepathic abilities. They do take time to develop if you want to do it a good and correct way. It doesn't come overnight. It's a very misleading thing. So when we go back to it, you have a yes and no communication that is actually very safe and highly accurate. It is not accurate when you don't calibrate yourself to the truth. It took me several years to figure it out. And then finally, I found the answer, which was very, very exciting. So yes, we can communicate with them today. All you have to do is just to develop a routine, how you're going to do it, and stay safe in your routine, because we are living in this human body that is an animal. An animal has fears, and what we are learning is transcend the fears into trust and the thriving. So the more if our routine is connected to that, I feel safe, and I make a routine that is safe, the body says like, okay, yeah, communicate to the Pleiadians or to the reptilians or to anybody that you wish to. It's not a problem, because I feel safe.
Beautiful. Thank you for this guidance. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And Eva, so you've just released your new book. We mentioned it briefly. It's called Embody Your Cosmic DNA, Find Your Soulmate and Soul Family. So could you tell us how it relates to our collective journey of ascension, and how we all stand now as a collective?
Thank you. So I'm going to show you my new book. I'm so excited about it.
Yes.
And it is literally a life activation or the manual on our current evolution. So book will literally guide you through, I said about these exercises, but the goal of this book is to guide you through shifting from that 3-dimensional suffering consciousness into 5th-dimensional consciousness, where you thrive with the love of your soul and happiness in your mind, when you are healthy within the body. Because the current problem in our evolution is the sickness. A lot of spiritual people become ill out of nowhere. I would never expect that. And it literally is that we are streaming these high vibrational energies into primitive 3D body, and we are overworking our nervous system. And so the book, bring that guidance to it. And it literally, my hope is, and, all my team that I work with, our hope is that it help us to refurbish the body to host our multidimensional soul mind consciousness, because many of us, our soul mind consciousness is already connected to the multidimensional energy. But now the next achievement is to convince ourselves, literally our cellular structure, bring it to our blood circulation, bring it to our thymus and the pineal gland, that will start recreating, send out the signals to recreate the cells, biological cells, in that fifth dimensional energy, which means that, it would make us more healthier than adjusting our body with outside technology that may, supply the same kind of the thing. So it's, defining that way, and it is the hope. And one of my hope was to write this book, and this is, my fun personal part is like, if I'm gonna be here again, like 100 or 200 years from now, and we all find ourselves in this human body, I want to know how to shift it in the fast possible way. So I'm gonna find a book of that Eva Marquez, whoever she was, read it, and configure in my body so I can hold that soul mind consciousness and continue on my journey much, much faster. So that's my wish for everybody up here, that find your way and you are very healthy within the body, that you thrive, that you have that love and the mind. And one part about a soulmate, if I can add to it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a formula of how to, use the 3D and the 5D energy. And Pleiadians, they are bringers of love, and they decided to be a matchmakers now, and I really like it. So we have used this formula on manifesting a soulmate, because I think that is something that we all can use in this lifetime. The love is the most powerful force within this universe, and of course we have to find that love within ourselves first to really make a beautiful life with our soulmate, because it's not that they, give us something what we did not have. We have to both find it within ourselves, and then we can share it. And that's where that power really happens. And that's when you can get a quantum speed on your journey. It's like you're driving your boat, like your wind is going in your sail, and that's where really it takes the turn. And so that can.
Well, thank you. It looks very exciting and very very timely, and that's I think that's what also our audience is looking for, is really, well, guidance and tips to move ahead. And so thank you for this. And maybe Eva, you would like to share any final words to conclude?
There's just so much to say. I do wish that everybody, find a way, and they are brave to go through this transformation, because evolution starts with the pain. And that's how we, as any animal species, evolve, through the suffering and the pain. And once you realize it, I want you to look at your life and really collect everything that have happened to you, and says, okay, it happened to me, so I can evolve. I can condense it into the energy that I can shift into this multidimensional energy. And from now on, I would feel like I have paid all my karmic debt. I realize that I agree to all the suffering and the craziness in my life, and I'm done. Which would feel like I paid off my house and I'm done with my bills and I can do whatever I want. I'll find my freedom. And with that, really step into this new reality. New Earth will not emerge in the front of us. New Earth is here, but it is us who needs to reach into that energy and manifest into physicality through our life, which is that merge between, the 3-dimensional and 5-dimensional energy. Until the rest of our life, we most likely will live among the people who are dysfunctional and chaotic. Yet we can thrive up here and really bring this new pattern, new templates of the body's way of the thinking and way of the feeling. So by reaching in that energy and embodying it within ourselves, really become conscious of that love within our soul, within our heart, to be connected to our emotions instead of running away from them, and allowing our mind to be happy and bringing that happiness in our reality. That's how we could create a new earth. We are, will make me emotional. We have families, we have children, we have a people that we love, and we want to leave the world better when we leave than when we enter it. And I do believe that that is that goal that we work for. And I wish everybody the success on this journey, and that your journey is love, filled with love and happiness. And you definitely have all cosmic support behind you.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for those words of wisdom. You are offering a free gift also to our audience. You are offering a self-study course called the Starseed Journey Program. Could you say a few words about it, please, Eva?
So the Starseed Journey program has been designed to help you to awaken the starseed within you, to help you to recognize the starseed within you. So there are several MP3 files that you will listen as a journey, as the meditation, and will guide you on that journey to meet your soul family, as well as the recognizing it within yourself. Because that awakening, that recognition is that begin, it's like foundation to your house. So I very much love to share that before you go to any other work. And that some people may feel like, I have done this and that. Give it a try one more time again. Sometimes we need to reinforce our foundation and really feel solid within it. That you are able to look at yourself morning in the eyes and it says, hello, Pleiadian goddess, you look good today. How's your life on the earth gonna be? Let's bring a little fun into this life. And so that is, the purpose of this Starseed Journey program. And I'm so happy to share it with everybody.
Wow, yes, it sounds very fun and exciting. Thank you. So, Eva, thank you again for this beautiful wisdom that you shared. Thank you so much. And to our audience, thank you for being here with us. I hope you received so much from this beautiful conversation. So, thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.